So instead of getting an apartment, I found something called a share house, which I thought was a
Share
really
house.
cool idea. Yeah,
Wait a minute. Can you type the word?
like that.
Uh,
Um,
I never heard of share house. Can you explain
I
share house?
hadn't either, but I learned what they are. They are it's like a big house, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes like an apartment building, but usually a big house. The ones that I'd like to be in anyway.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe like 4 to 10 people live there. But some of
Wow.
the bigger ones can be like 100. But like I don't want to live in one of those, right? But they are people from different countries come there to live,
Yeah.
and people in Japan who want to meet people from other countries can live there too.
Oh, I
And
see.
so
So,
it's a
yeah.
very easy way to make friends because everybody's there to trying to meet everybody else, right?
Oh, I
So
see.
yeah,
Share house. That's why it's called share house. Share is like,
exactly. Yep, yep.
share with people. Yeah, and you can also meet people. So maybe if coronavirus is not too terrible, are you going to live in share house?
I think so. I think so. Yep, yep.
Yeah, I
Um,
really hope coronavirus ends. So yeah, because because of the coronavirus, lots of people lose their opportunity. Like,
right? Yeah. Or they moved and then they got stuck right there. They're like, oh, I finally made it to this city, right? And then they couldn't do anything, right?
exactly. Like for example, like I'm finally here in the United States, so I want to meet lots of native English speaker, but because of the virus, I can't. That's yeah,
Exactly, right? And oh man, yeah, no. I
yeah.
uh, I do hope that by next year it will be dealt with. But
I hope so too.
yeah,
Yeah,
no.
coronavirus is too terrible these days. Like, so it's not a lot in compared to the United States, but South Korea every day it gets 1,500 people have coronavirus. It's
Ah,
pretty a lot in South Korea. But yeah, what about in the United States? How many people get coronavirus every day?
I don't know actually. Let me check. Let me see. Per day. Let's see what it says here. Oh, maybe it's not gonna show me.
Yeah, wait, showing is
Uh,
better.
yeah, yeah. It's not. It doesn't have a list up for me. So maybe it is just doing a lot better. I know that we did vaccinations for about 40% of people up here.
Oh
Um,
my.
yeah, yeah. So I think the rates have gone way down. Um, but like in my state, for example, Montana,
Yeah.
we've kind of been done with the quarantine for a while because like where I live, right?
Yeah.
Nobody in my town got sick, right?
Oh, really? Because
Because
on your yeah, as yeah, you
it,
told me 300 people in
there's
your
only
city.
300 people, so like there's a lot of towns like that in Montana, so we never really had a very extreme quarantine, and then when it did get over with, it got over pretty fast, right?
Oh, I see.
Um,
Wow, it's good to hear because your city people, no one gets sick because
yep,
there
yep.
aren't lots of people, and
Yeah.
because of that, lots of if there's a lots of people, maybe it will, maybe a lot of people get coronavirus, but if there isn't, then it's pretty safe.
It's pretty, yeah, yeah. Because there's no like airports to my city, right? There's no nobody travels here a lot, right? It's we stay here, so it's kind of like we're already in quarantine, so we didn't have to change very much, right?
Oh, I
Um,
see. Yeah, that's good to hear.
yep. But but yeah, I think there was one case where it was a false positive on somebody. I remember that, but nobody actually got it, as
Oh,
far as
that's
I
good to
know.
hear.
Yep.
Ah, I see.
But yeah, what about for you? Do you know anybody who got sick?
So yeah, so in my what about a month ago, in my schools, someone had virus. So yeah, because
Ah,
yeah, so I had an online class in that day. Yeah, and yeah, but luckily no one got a coronavirus except that person. Yeah, so
mm,
now I'm going to school again. But yeah, I actually I hate online class, and yeah,
ah,
because of he got coronavirus. I had online class, and that was too boring. Like
mm.
I can meet my friends, and I have to sit on my home for about like 5 hours. That's too boring.
Oh yeah, I do this for work, right? And I can do it because, I'm talking with, interesting people like yourself. It makes it, more interesting to do. But when I'm doing, school and I'm studying, I didn't like it at all for my college. That's why I didn't go for my second semester this last year, right? I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing it again. I'm doing something else. I'm going to learn how to do coding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's too boring. Like, yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah.
even if I'm doing online class, I don't have any break. I don't have any free time so I don't have a chance to talk. Yeah, that
Oh,
is too
really?
boring.
Your classes are all in a row online even. Yeah, see,
Exactly.
I at least had breaks for mine, but I still didn't like it very much. But
Yeah,
yeah, oh
even
man.
as a break, I still don't like online class. I just like to go to
Yeah, but
school.
it just makes it worse. But yeah, yeah. My big thing was, I was gonna try to make some more friends at my university this next time, right?
Oh,
Out
I
there,
see.
because I had some, but they had to move away a lot, right? So I'm like, oh man, I need to make some more friends, right? And then the pandemic happens, right? And I'm like, oh man, well now I have to do online classes, right?
I
Um,
see.
so but yeah, that's why I think a trip I think might be pretty nice. And because I have so many students from around Asia, I have heard a lot of good places to visit. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I'm
so I
gonna
hope
try
for
to.
the answer. Yes, so maybe you can you want to make friends and you can make friends
Ah,
at your house. Yeah,
I think
yeah. I hope
so.
that will help.
And it's I have some regular students as well. But I said I've been a teacher for about a year and a half. I have
Yeah.
some students that I've been talking to for over a year, and they live either in Japan or a little bit over in China, like Shanghai. So I might take a trip over to Shanghai real quick just to say
Wow,
hi to
you
them.
have a regular student who lives in China. Like,
Oh
yeah, what you
yeah,
said.
yeah. I have a couple that are from China, but one of them who's been my student for over a year now lives in Shanghai. Yep.
Wow, I see. Yes, so you're also there.
For a little bit, I think. I think I'd like to try to live in a share house in Japan. I think it's maybe a bit more foreigner friendly than some places like China and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd definitely like to visit China at one point. Yep,
Yeah, I
yep.
see. Yeah, I will also want to visit China because so English is now the global language, and the next language is Chinese.
Yeah, for speaking, I mean it's yeah, that's the big one. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
so maybe if I mastered my English, then I will learn Chinese, and then I will go to China after the virus.
There
Yeah,
you go. Yeah, you're gonna be fluent in three languages. My goodness.
yeah, I know. I want to
Right?
speak lots of language. That's very good. Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe if I be bilingual, at Korean and English, then maybe I will learn Chinese. And I will travel to Chinese and make Chinese friends and learn from him or her. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah. By the way, I didn't know that these were a thing, but apparently share houses exist in other countries too, like China and even the U.S. over here. So if you get older and you want to like try to live in another country, maybe look at just remember like, oh yeah, what's that share house thing?
Oh yeah, I will
Uh,
definitely look at it when I'm thinking of
it's
travel.
yeah, a very easy way to, meet people from that country and practice their language, right? You know, um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so too. Maybe I think if I go to China, share house will be the best because I
yeah,
can meet lots of people from China in at share house.
yep, yep. Um, in Japan at least they're 50-50. 50% of people are from Japan and 50% are from other countries.
Oh, I
So
see.
you
Yes,
can
then you can
meet
learn
that way.
Japanese very easily because when
Exactly,
you
right?
make
And
lots of
they
Japanese
can
friends.
practice their English too, right? That's
Wow,
the
then
benefit,
yeah,
right? Yeah, yeah.
win-win. You can learn Japanese and they can learn English. Very good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
very good situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I yeah,
But
wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm
yeah, so when I become adult, I'm thinking of became a traveler, and yeah, share house will be best for me because I
yeah,
can.
so like these work well because I wanted to go for maybe a few months and I tried to live around Japan, right? These, at least in Japan, it's 1 month or longer, and you can stay as many months as you want.
Wow,
Right?
really?
You pay 1 month at a time, as many months as you want, and then before you leave, you have to give 1 month notice. Like, hey, I'm going to go somewhere else.
Oh,
So
I see. Yeah, wow, you can live
yeah,
as much as you can. Only you pay a 1 month rent.
yep, pay rent, pay rent, pay rent, pay rent, as long as you want to stay there, right?
Wow.
And then yeah, so if you have a job that like for me it's English teaching, right? I can do
Yeah.
English teaching from anywhere. So I can go to places like, Japan, and I can still work on my video game in Japan too, right? I can do all
Wow.
those things still from Japan. So I'm like, hey, I should try that,
Yeah,
Um,
well, it's very good for you because you can work in every like English teacher, online English teacher. You can teach in everywhere, like Japan, China.
mhm,
Yeah, so
yep,
maybe if you
yep,
travel to China and you can work and enjoy your time at China at the same time. Yeah, so
right,
yeah, Sharos will be very good for you. And yeah,
exactly, right?
only if you pay a month, then you can live forever. Maybe if you like it.
Pretty much, if you like it, but the other thing too is, if you don't like it, maybe you don't have some nice roommates or something like that. You can move to a different one in 1 month, right? That's all you have to
Wow.
stay there, right? So,
Yeah, wow, that's
uh,
very interesting. Shiraz will,
yeah,
yeah, Shiraz is the
I
best place for traveling.
I had never heard of it before, but I really like the idea now, you know.
Yeah, I also
Um,
like the idea
so
too. Sure,
yeah, yeah.
Shiraz.
Um, uh, but yeah, so I'm pretty excited for that. I I think I've planned some expenses out for most of the trip. I don't have any travel plans at the moment to go to Korea. I don't have as many regular students over there, so I wouldn't have
Yeah,
any students, and
yeah.
I'd probably want to have somebody to show me around, if that makes sense. So like having some friend over there first, right?
Yeah, maybe
So
if you get, yeah, maybe if you have a regular Korean student, yeah, he can tell
right,
you
so we
a
can be
little
like,
bit
hey,
about it.
come to this restaurant or something like that. I'm like, oh, sure, something like that, But
Oh, yeah, I
for
know.
it's still a long time, so I'm sure maybe I'll have a regular for a while. But at the moment, I'm not planning one for Korea. But
Oh, I
I
see.
am very
Yes.
excited about Japan.
I hope you have a safe journey at Japan when you
Yeah, well,
travel.
thank you. Yeah, yeah. I have to. The one thing that I'm not sure about is I have to apply for a work visa if I want to
Oh,
stay there as a teacher, for
what's
for a
this?
while.
Like, can you say
Ah,
that again? Like, I don't
a
understand.
work visa
Can you
like
type that?
this. A work visa. Um,
What is a work visa? I'm now that I'm a little kid, so I don't know this kind of thing.
of
Yours.
course. So a visa is kind of closer to like a passport. It's a reason why you're in a country, right? Maybe you're traveling there, so you have a traveling visa, right? If you try
Yeah.
to work there, you need a work visa. Right? It's like permission to be in the country, right?
Oh yeah, like
So,
passport. Like
yeah, a
when you go to
passport, you can travel to a lot of places, but
yeah.
they usually have a time limit, maybe 10 days, 30 days, something like that, right? If you want to stay longer, you need a
Yeah.
visa,
Oh,
which
I
lets you
see.
stay there for longer periods of time. And then you have to give a reason. So for me, it'd be a work visa, right? I want to stay here and be working as a teacher, right?
Oh, I see. So visa is kind of like this, staying there. So if you want to stay, for example, like Chinese, then you need a visa.
Exactly. Yep. If you want to come to America and you want to stay, you need a visa. So maybe you're going for work. Maybe you're a student, so you get a student visa, right?
Oh, I see.
There's different
So the
types of.
reason why,
Yep.
yeah. So the visa is like that's why I want to live like that. For example, like yeah. So I want to study here. So now I have student visa. Yeah, that's how it works.
Exactly. Yep. And usually people might have multiple reasons to live in an area, but it might be difficult to get a visa because they don't give them out to everybody. So let's say you have a job and you're a student,
Yeah.
but you're a really good student. You
Yeah.
should apply for a student visa instead of a work visa
Um,
because you're a really good student, so you have a better chance of getting a visa that way,
oh, I
right?
see. So student
So
visa is better than getting work visa. It's more easy to get. Am I right?
unless you're a very good worker, maybe you're a doctor and you're trying to study, apply for a work visa because you're a doctor. It's a very important job, so that's easy for you to get a work visa, right?
Oh, I see. So it depends on my job or my if I'm a good student. Yeah, like this.
Exactly, exactly. So I am an English teacher, right?
Yeah.
And but I also want to travel there, right? But they don't get a lot from me just traveling there, so I will apply as a teacher because I think that will give me the best chance of getting a visa.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, and now we're
Good.
almost running out of time. Like we only have
I
about
guess
20
so.
seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it was
anyway, it's
very nice talking with you, David.
yeah, I know. It was a very nice talking with you. Yeah, you're a really good teacher.
Yeah, I enjoy talking with people that I have something in common with, you know. So hopefully I'll see you next time, okay? You have
Yeah,
a
I
good
have to
one.
see you again in the future. Yeah, have a great
Bye.
day. Yeah, bye.